Hey friends, welcome back to She's in Her Element. If you're new here, my name is Shawn and welcome to my home. I am really excited to share an amazing recipe with you. Actually, two amazing recipes with you. First off, I'm going to show you how to make homemade English muffins, and it's easier than you think it is. And once our English muffins are done, I am going to show you how to elevate the basic English muffin pizza into something that's actually fabulous and tasty. I'll be doing it in two parts, but you'll get to watch it in one. So let's begin, shall we? Thing that we are going to do is we are going to add 1 1/4 cup warm water, and we're also going to add a tablespoon of sugar, and we're just going to mix this to dissolve it. And then once you no longer feel any of the granulated sugar in there, you know it's dissolved. And to that, we are actually going to sprinkle 1 teaspoon of Active Dry Yeast over the surface of this. Now we are not going to stir this. We want to leave it exactly as it is for about 10 minutes. And what we are looking for are bubbles. So we're going to set our timer for 10 minutes, leave this alone, and we'll check back. The yeast has been in there now for about 13 minutes, and there are bubbles. I don't know how good you can see them or anything, but they are there. So now I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then I'm also going to add 2 3/4 cup of flour, but I'm going to do it a 1/2 cup at a time. And we're just going to get this mixed up in there. You want to make sure you scrape down the sides of your bowl. And as you can see, it's starting to become a little more difficult. It's really molding itself into a nice sticky dough. So I'm going to add the rest of that. And I'm also going to use my hands for this part, because it's just getting too sticky for everything else. So we're just going to really work that in good. Use a scraper, make sure I'm getting all of my flour in there. Alright, now I am putting a decent amount of flour down, and we're going to turn this out. I just want to get a little on the top. And I'm just going to knead this for about 3 to 4 minutes. And as it sticks, just add a little more flour. And I'm just gonna shape my dough up. So I have some olive oil in a bowl, and what we are going to do is use our little silicone brush, and we are going to rub the olive oil all over the inside of the bowl. And we're going to take our dough. We're going to set our dough right in there. And we're just going to take a towel, set that over it, and I'm going to set this in a warm spot for 1 hour. We want the dough to double in size. So our hour has passed, and now it's time to turn the dough out. So what I'm going to do is put some cornmeal and some flour on my counter and turn the dough out. Cornmeal. Let's take this out of the bowl. There we go. Now we're just going to knead this a few times. It's already been kneaded. Now I'm going to shape this into a baguette. And I'm just going to cut this into equal pieces. Now we're going to take the dough and roll each one into a ball. I'm going to set them on the cornmeal. And we're going to flatten them to about 1 inch. As you can see, it's about 1 inch thick. They don't have to be perfectly round. This isn't precision. Okay, we got our English muffins flattened out. There we go. Now I'm going to cover this with a towel, and we're going to let these sit for another 20 minutes. The timer's gone off, and now it's time to cook these up. So what I am doing is heating a cast iron skillet on the stove on low heat, and we're going to add a little olive oil to that and brush it all around the pan. Just going to add a little olive oil. Use my silicone brush, and we are going to spread this all over the pans, including the sides. Now I'm going to feel for the heat, and I can feel the heat radiating off of that. So we're going to add our muffins right in there. Now we need to cover this, but I do not have a cover this big for this cast iron pan. What I have is a giant pizza pan. I've covered it in tin foil. I'm going to place that right on top. It'll work the exact same way that a lid would. And we're going to set our timer for 8 minutes. Our timer's gone off. It's been 8 minutes, so I'm going to remove the cover. Flipped them all over. The middle did get a little crunchier than I would like, but that's okay. You can't help that with the cast iron. So we are going to replace the lid And we're gonna let this roll for another 5 to 7 minutes. Our timer has gone off again for the second side. So we're gonna remove that. Look at this, our English muffins. How amazing are these? And here we have it. How amazing do these look? And oh, they really smell good. Now, I'm gonna show you how to cut them. It's not just Thomas's that can be fork split. Okay, you can take your English muffin, and we're gonna go right around the middle with our fork. In. Just kind of want to connect it. Once you've gone all the way around, just want to grab your muffin and open it. How delicious is that? So now I am just going to let my English muffins cool down, and then I'm going to put them in a storage bag for the night, and we're going to resume this tomorrow with an adult twist on an English muffin pizza, and one we can all get behind to try and enjoy. It's going to be delicious. So, super late right now, so I'm going to end this and we will resume tomorrow with the second part. Well, it is another day and we are going to continue with our English muffins. They came out amazing. We actually had some for breakfast, and this is the first time I've actually made these for my husband. There is so much I have never made for him before, and he's just like, why? We had these this morning, and they are just absolutely delicious, crispy, so good that I am now forbidden to purchase English muffins anymore, and he wants me to just make them from scratch, which is fine with me because, as you saw last night, it's a very easy process. When I was a little girl, I used to love it when my papas would let me make my English muffin pizzas. I thought I was such a big shot, putting the sauce on there, putting my cheese, maybe adding some pepperoni, and toasting them up. Oh, the memories that brings is amazing. But I'm not a huge fan of a basic English muffin pizza anymore. I do let Ryder, Rosie, and Summit make them, and they just absolutely love it as much as I did when I was little, and that's totally fine. But for me, I need something a little more grown up, a little more savory, and I have just the thing to show you. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a bacon chicken Alfredo pizza. And I'm going to show you how to make a Copycat Olive Garden Alfredo sauce to go with it. And it is just going to be delicious. Let's get started, shall we? So first things first, the first ingredient that we would need to create this dish is in fact chicken. And the easiest way to do that is to just purchase a rotisserie chicken and shred it up. Well, I purchased the rotisserie chicken because I actually want to make more broth, so I wanted one on hand. And they're very small nowadays. I haven't actually really looked at one like, wow, this isn't a lot of meat. But I shredded up the breasts, and I did happen to get a very good amount of chicken from that. So I have my chicken all shredded up and all cooked and all ready to go. The next step that we have to do is we need to fry up some bacon. And Praise the Lord, hallelujah. I am happy to report my freezer is full of bacon. We found some the other day and we just went hog wild, no pun intended, or maybe it was. But I have bacon now because there was nothing more frustrating than not being able to find it when I needed it. And they do have the microwave one, but it's just not the same. I like to hear my bacon frying up. So that's what we're gonna do. We are gonna start by getting some bacon fried up for this dish. My cast iron skillet is getting hot and I am just gonna start adding some bacon. And how much you need for bacon depends on how many of these you're going to make. But in my world, you could never have enough bacon. I'm pretty sure my husband would agree. I'm just going to cook up half the package for this, and I will save the rest of it for breakfast. All right, the bacon is done. It's nice and crispy, which is how we like it in our household. I'm just gonna let it drain on this paper towel and then I'm gonna crumble it up. But while I'm letting this cool, we're gonna start on our Copycat Olive Garden Alfredo sauce. I have our saucepan going, and in it I have 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Once that's melted, I am gonna add 2 cloves of garlic minced. The butter's melted, so now we are going to add in our garlic. And we're just going to let this go for about a minute because we don't want to burn the garlic. We just want the garlic to become nice and fragrant. It only takes about a minute. You want to make sure your heat's relatively low so it does not burn. Nothing worse than burnt garlic. It's been about a minute, and now I'm actually going to add in a cup of heavy cream slowly. Now I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit and whisk this. And what I want to happen is I want this to come to a boil. And once it does, I'm going to drop the temperature down, and I'm just going to let it simmer for about 3 to 5 minutes until it's nice and thick. I'm also going to add just a little dash of ground nutmeg. Okay, as you can see, it is coming to a boil. So at this time, I'm going to reduce my heat to low. And I'm just going to let this simmer for about 3 to 5 minutes, just until it starts to thicken. The sauce is thickened up, so I'm actually going to turn off the heat. And now to that, I'm going to add 1½ cups of Parmesan cheese. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper. And we're just going to whisk all this in until it's nice and smooth. Oh, look at that. All right, that's incorporated nicely. So now let's put this dish together. We have our shredded chicken in the bowl. To that, I'm gonna add some of the bacon. Not all, we're gonna reserve some for the tops of our pizzas. We are going to add this delicious, heavenly Alfredo sauce. And we're just going to mix this up nice. Oh, this smells so good. This is going to be an absolutely delicious lunch. One for the books, that's for sure. Now, of course, we have to give it a taste test. All right, let's get a little bit of this here with some bacon. Oh my word. It's perfect. It does not need any more salt and pepper. You can taste the garlic, you can taste the cheese, the bacon, the crunch. It's just so amazing. One more taste. Just gotta be sure. This is so good. Now let's assemble our pizzas. Just gonna use my fork again, and I'm gonna go around the middle of our muffins. One. And it's just the hubster and I today, so I don't need to make all of these up. So there will be some leftover of the chicken mixture, which is totally fine with me, because you could actually have that with some pasta or with a salad or literally just by itself. All right. Here we go. Okay, so we have our 2 English muffins split, and what I like to do is I like to put them in the toaster first to make sure it gets a good crunch on them. So that's where they're gonna go for a minute. Okay, our English muffins have a nice little toast on them, and just to show you how yummy they toast right up, this is what I had for breakfast with a little butter and peanut butter, and it was so good. So now we're going to assemble our pizzas. We're going to start with a nice heaping spoon of our chicken bacon Alfredo mixture. And one more. Now to that, we are just going to top it with some shredded mozzarella cheese. And then to that, we're going to use our leftover crumbled bacon and top them off. And to that, we're just going to put it in a 350-degree oven. Bake it till the cheese is melty and nice and bubbly and just starting to brown. And now it's time to try. Scott is gonna love these. It is so good. The adult version of an English muffin pizza. Got Scott in here, and now we're gonna see what he thinks of this.
Looks pretty good.
It's the chicken bacon Alfredo. Isn't that good?
That's awesome.
That's like, I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
Better than the pizza place.
You think so?
Nice and crispy.
Did I beat Stoney's?
Yeah, pretty close.
That's a compliment.
I haven't had one of their chicken style pizzas yet. No, I don't. I get the spicy, the buffalo sauce, but not the chicken on it.
You like that?
It's awesome. I'll be ready to finish this off in a minute.
Well, success. My husband loves it. What more could I ask for?
Can you tell? Thank you. For me, add some buffalo flavor, because that's what I like.
He loves the buffalo chicken flavors.
Spicy. My body don't like it sometimes, but I love it, so we'll compromise. So yeah.
That's actually a good idea.
For me, I guess I'll have to have my separate one so the kids don't eat it.
Yeah,
With
the
some
kids won't like
buffalo
that.
spice to it. So
Kids don't like anything spicy. You know what else would be good on top of that?
what's that?
Cowboy candy.
Oh yeah, I'll try that. That'll spice it up a little bit.
Definitely.
We like spice.
Well, I'm just happy you like it.
Okay, I think it. Very good. Awesome. Thank you, hon.
Well, how easy was that? We made English muffins from scratch last night. That took no time at all. We were able to have those English muffins for breakfast and for lunch by turning them into a bacon chicken Alfredo pizza. Oh my goodness, that was delicious. I really wasn't expecting the flavor to pop the way it did. You can taste everything's just so savory together and so delicious, topped with the mozzarella and that bacon in there. I love bacon. Almost as much as I love cheese. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll try English muffins for yourself, because as you saw, it's really easy and they taste 100 times better than anything you can buy in the grocery store. So thanks for stopping by my house again. I do hope you try this recipe out. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. You can hit that bell on the bottom and get notified. You'll never miss anything. If you liked this video you saw today, please give it a thumbs up, or better yet, even a share so other people can enjoy it. Thanks for stopping by my home, and I'll see you guys real soon.